Even pressure begins to feel manageable in ways that surprise you later. But there's another layer people miss completely, and it changes how you interpret struggle itself. Because not every difficulty is meant to be interpreted as a sign of destruction, and not every resistance is meant to be interpreted as something personal against you. Because sometimes what feels like opposition is actually exposure. Exposure of habits, patterns, weaknesses, and dependencies that were already there but never confronted directly. And once you see that clearly, something shifts in how you respond, because instead of asking, why is this happening to me, the question slowly transforms into, what is this revealing about me? And that single shift removes a huge amount of emotional distortion, because it replaces helplessness with awareness, and awareness always creates options where none seemed to exist before. But awareness alone is not enough, because awareness without action becomes frustration, and frustration without structure becomes collapse. So the next step is not just seeing differently, but acting differently. And acting differently usually starts in the smallest possible ways. Not dramatic transformations, but small, consistent corrections that slowly rebuild internal stability over time. And this is where many people underestimate the power of repetition. Because repetition doesn't feel impressive. It doesn't feel dramatic. It doesn't feel like change in the beginning, but it is exactly what change is built from. Because identity is not formed in a single moment, but in repeated moments that eventually define direction. And if you extend that idea far enough, you begin to realize something important. Most of what feels overwhelming in life is not the result of a single event, but a buildup of many small things left unaddressed. And once that buildup reaches a certain threshold, it feels sudden, even though it was gradual the entire time. But here's where the narrative turns again, because once people begin rebuilding structure, they often discover something unexpected. The same situations that once felt destabilizing no longer carry the same weight, not because the situations changed immediately, but because the internal response has changed. And that